Hi, I'm Erica Kirk, your Kansas City staging realtor for the baby boomer generation and beyond. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to do a quick video on some questions I posed in a blog post at retirethehouse.com. This blog post that I wrote was about drive-bys, D-U-Y, drive-bys, and how they work in our real estate market today. Most of the buyers out there today spend countless hours on the internet searching and searching and searching for the perfect house in the perfect neighborhood. And when they find one they like, the next thing they do is they drive by. But if your house doesn't look as good on the outside as those pictures did of the inside, they'll drive on by and they won't even have a look. They'll go on down the line to the next one. So I posed some questions to my readers, and I'd like you to take a moment and really assess whether or not the outside of your house has great curb appeal for drive-bys. First question I asked my readers to do was to stop what they were doing and head on outside. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. You can either go now and take me with you on your mobile device, or you can write down these questions and go out and have a nice little heart-to-heart with yourself. This is what I want you to do. Go and stand in your front yard or in the road in front of your house or even your neighbor's street across the house. And imagine that you are looking at your house for the very, very first time. How does your address look? Where is it? Can you find it easily? Now remember, you know where it is. But think about it. Are the numbers dull? Are they hard to see? Do they shine and pop so everybody knows what the address is? If you've got the numbers on the curb, are they freshly painted or do they look like they were painted 10 years ago? Those need to be updated. Now, this next question makes my children cringe when I say it. It's poop patrol. Have you done it? Do you let your dog or other animal do the business in the front yard? If so, remember, those things, those piles, they can be seen from drive-by cars, and it triggers a thought in the head of the people driving by. They don't clean up after their dog. I wonder if they clean up after their dog inside. I wonder if it smells like dog. Lots of questions. So, get the piles out of the yard. Now, take a look at your paint and your siding. How does it look? Is it dull? Has it been too long since you've had the house painted? Are there pieces of paint peeling off? Is there siding missing? Does it need to be washed? Yes, you can wash it. It'll look good, I promise if you do. Take a look at your sidewalks now and your driveway. Make sure it's not crumbling, make sure it's in good shape, and make sure you sweep it, especially after you've trimmed your yard. And that's another thing, make sure your yard is trimmed and looking pristine. Think about your porch. Does it invite people to come up on the porch, or does it say, don't be knocking on my door today? You want it to invite people up with a nice welcome mat and maybe a little pop of color. But the pop of color does not need to be on that front door. If it's a psychedelic, chartreuse, or hot pink, it needs to be changed. Darling, it's easy to paint a door. It really is. Even if it hasn't been painted in years, super easy to paint. If it's wood and it needs a fresh coat of stain and varnish, then do that. Make it look really good. If your door knocker is old, replace it with a new one, shiny and new. Have a look at your windows. Windows are huge. If they're clean, they'll let light inside for when the people do come in to see it. But if they're not, it makes it dull, it makes it filmy looking. So make sure they're clean and have a good look at your screens. Screens are an easy thing to replace. Screening is super easy to fix. You can buy a kit at the hardware store or even take your screens in and have somebody do them for you. Super easy to do. Your front door, again, make sure it's clean, make sure it's freshly painted, make sure it doesn't have an odd color on it. Speaking of doors, let's talk about the biggest door on your house, your garage door. Is it in good repair? Does it need to be replaced? If it's all slanty and rotted, then yes, it needs to be replaced. If it's got maybe a dent in one of the panels, remember you might be able to just replace one panel and get it fixed. Think about whether or not it needs to be painted. Most importantly, as you're standing outside and even after you come inside, be super duper picky about how your house looks from the outside. You know, a lot of people say that beauty is really on the inside, but for drive-by, your beauty is on the outside, and it's got to look good before anybody will even call a realtor to have a look on the inside. Thanks, and have a great day. And as always, you can find me at retirethehouse.com for tips on selling your house and ericakirk.com for tips on staging. Have a great and wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.